It's another wonderful episode of Foodies and Spice, and my name is Gina. Today on the show, I'm making something very beautiful with chicken. Yes, I got a question the other day on Instagram, and the person was asking, Gina, what other thing can I do with chicken apart from rice or stew and the rest? I was like, okay, is it that people don't know they can use chicken to make soup? Chicken can be used to eat most Nigerian soups, and one soup I know that chicken goes well with is okra soup. So I'm making chicken okra soup today. So for this my chicken okra stew, I'm actually using vegetable oil for it. I know most people like to use palm oil for their soups, but I still want to show you that apart from using chicken, which is not a regular soup meat, in making soup, you can also use your vegetable oil in making soup. If you do not have palm oil, you can still use it. So what I have today, of course, is the chicken, the okra, dry catfish, onions, tatashe, that's bell pepper, tomatoes, scotch bonnet, which is the atarodo, blended crayfish, salt, iru, periwinkle for the garnishing, and we'll be stepping it down with our Tuwo, Shinkafa, rice flour. All right, let's get to it. So the first thing we're going to do is to boil our chicken. Yeah, so before I boil the chicken, I'm just going to slice this onions, about half of a medium bulb. All right, so my chicken is in the pot now. Sprinkle some salt. I'll add my chopped onions, seasoning powder. Stir right now, allow that onion and the seasoning go around very well, and I'll cover it to cook. So now that it's cooking, the next thing I'm going to do is wash my tomatoes, scotch bonnet, and tatashe, that's the red bell pepper. Process it. I'll be using a food processor. Now if you do not have a food processor and you decide to blend, it's also okay, but I just want to have a bit of the specks of the peppers inside my soup. I'm also going to be doing like a quarter onions in it as well. So what I'm going to do is to remove the seed from the tatashe or the bell pepper. We don't cook with the seeds. For the pepper, I always say pepper to your taste. So always add your pepper to your taste. And I'll be adding just about 2 tomatoes to this. So I'll start processing it now. My onions, just a quarter onions, little onions is okay. Then I'll add the tomatoes. The tatashe goes in. Then the bell peppers. Now the reason why I'm adding just a quarter of onions is because I put enough onions in the chicken stock. So I'll just process. This is good. So the next thing I'm going to do now is check on that chicken. I may have to add a little bit of water. Okay, so I'll cover it to cook till it's done, and the next thing I'm going to do is to process my okra. Slice my okra, then before I process the ones I want to process. These ones are going to the food processor. All right, so my okra is ready now. I'll take it to the food processor. Okay, so my okra has been processed. The next thing I'm going to do now is to start frying this pepper. So I'll just take some vegetable oil for those of you who do not have palm oil where you are. Even the vegetable oil okra stew on its own tastes so nice. Just think about mixing normal stew with okra that you eat at home. That's just it. This time we just mix it together. I'm going to sprinkle some salt, my tomatoes, pepper, and onions mix. I'll be adding the locust beans immediately to cook together with it. Now, I love locust beans. I do. I really, really do. Especially when it comes to my soup. So you can just add a generous amount. Yeah, depends on what you have. And the next thing that will go in is my blended crayfish. So I'll stir, cover it to allow it cook for a while. All right, this is looking good. I'll just stir. The aroma from this crayfish and iru is fantastic. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to wash the dry fish or clean the dry fish. Today I am not putting it whole. You guys know I like to put my fish whole. I'm going to pieces it so that I will allow that chicken shine in this soup. You can even hear it. It's well dried. So it's time to add my dry fish. I just cleaned it, and you guys know I like to add dry fish whole, but not this one today. So the dry fish goes in. So immediately this dry fish goes in, it can be followed by my chicken stock. So I'll just add my chicken stock into the water. My chicken is not going in yet. I'll stir it and allow it to cook for a while. All right, this is good now. Looking good. I'm going to add my chicken. Oops. Okay, now that my chicken is in there, my okra can follow suit. I'll start with this one in the food processor. So now that I have my okra in there, I am not going to cover the pot anymore. I'm going to take the cover far. I'll only cover it when it is cooled. So for now that it's still cooking and when it's hot, I'm not covering the okra. So I have my uziza leaves here. Yeah, we didn't show the uziza leaves the first time, but I'm going to be adding uziza leaves to this, my okra. It makes the okra really, really beautiful. So I'll just slice my uziza leaves. So I'll add the uziza leaves into the okra stew and the rest of those my round okra for the aesthetics. So the next thing that I'll be going in is my periwinkle. This is so beautiful. So I'm going to stir. This looks good. Stir, 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 stir. And taste the soup. To be sure my salt, my seasoning powder, everything entered well. Wow. This is so, like, I am not kidding. This is so good. This is so tasty. Wow. I love. It's so tasty. From here, I announce to you, food done. Now we are going to step this thing down with tuwo. So I'm going to be making the tuwo shinkafa now. That is the rice flour, and I love my rice flour this way that I want to make it now. I don't like very soft rice flour or tuwo. This is how I love it, and I'm going to show you how I make it now. Wow, this is so good. Let me stir the soup again before I turn it off. Now, this okra soup is beautiful. It's red. There is no palm oil in it. I used the vegetable oil for this okra soup. There is no palm oil, and trust me, there is no more difference. You can eat your okra soup this way. So lovely, and you're not scared of cholesterol. I'll taste again. This thing is sweet, like it enter. All right, step down, swallow time. All right, so for my tuwo shinkafa, immediately the water is coming to a simmer. I just begin to add my rice flour. You can use any swallow of your choice. Of course, pounded yam, Santana, fufu, what else? Semo, of course, you guys know I'm a Semo fan. Yeah, Semo, amala. You know, your choice swallow is just good for it, but I'm using rice flour today, and I recommend rice flour when you're making this recipe. So I'm going to sprinkle some water to allow it to cook through. So once it comes together like this, just sprinkle a little bit of water, allow it to cook through. So my tuwo is ready. My rice flour is ready. Time to step it down with this correct chicken okra stew. Oh, go chop. Food done. Alright, Foodaholics, we are already eating, and my guest today is Mr. Mojeed. Mr. Mojeed, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Alright,
so it's the best part of my life when I'm eating.
So what do you think about this okra?
It's very nice.
Okay. This
If it wasn't this nice, I'll slow down. It's very lovely.
I know it might be strange to some of you to see chicken in okra soup, but trust me, chicken in soup is fantastic. Chicken and okra goes well. And this okra was also cooked with vegetable oil. It goes well.
Wow.
It goes well. It's not the regular palm oil. Did you notice?
I didn't notice that, but I just know everything about the food is perfect.
Just taste that chicken in the okra so that they will understand. Just take a look. The sauce is yummy. It just goes well with the okra. Guys, try it out. Alright guys, so see you next week. I love you so much. Like I said, check out all my online platforms. Now there they happen. See you next week. Mwah. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumb up, share and comment. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do click on the subscribe button and notification bell to enjoy more of my recipes.